Normally we call her like nickname News, and she's a second year master student in Faculty of Animal Science and Technology, Maejo University. And today she's going to presentation in the topic of the use of organic acids in weaning pigs. Okay, because something related with her topic. Okay, please welcome her.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Again, today my topic is the use of organic acid in weaning pigs. The content is include problem of weaning pigs.
Please show full slide.
Full slide.
Yeah.
share slide
อันนี้มันเต็มหน้าจอแล้วค่ะอาจารย์
But here is not.
มีผู้ชมเพิ่ม
Maybe
New
close and
location.
close and open again. Close and
Oh.
open.
You can go to the reading mode, maybe that's why.
Reading mode.
Not presentation mode. If you go to the reading mode, it will be okay.
Reading mode.
Yeah.
Can you see?
Yes, this one.
Okay.
no I still cannot see
Wow.
oh 那怎么回事
小宝都还没。理解在可以。
Yeah.
Okay.
In my screen, I can see.
okay I can see now
Okay now, right? Okay, please continue.
Okay. The content is include the problem of weaning pigs, organic acid and mode of action, organic acid used in pig farming, organic acid experiment, and the last one is a conclusion. The problem of weaning pig is the weaning transition is a complex period during which the piglet have to separate from their mother, mixing with other litter in new environment and turning over to a less digestible solid kid feed to highly digestible liquid milk. When the piglet are weaning early at 3 to 4 weeks of age, they are exposed to both nutritional and environmental state which often result in reduced feed intake, little or no weight gain, and in some instances diarrhea, morbidity, and death. Growth lack of weaning pig is a result of limited digestive and absorptive capacity due to insufficient production of hydrochloric acid, pancreatic enzyme, and sudden of change in feed intake. And antibiotics have been used in animal production for over 50 years. Feeding of antibiotic was very successful adult and can solve weaning pig problem. Swine feeding with the antibiotic has been increased weight gain by 3.3 to 8% and improved feed efficiency approximately by 3%. But the people concerned about the antibiotic residue in meat and animal product when used the antibiotic for growth promoter. Therefore, other feed additive that doesn't residue is interesting, such as the classical example is usage of organic acid. Organic acid are widely distributed in nature as a normal constituent of plant or animal tissue. They are also formed through the microbial fermentation of carbohydrate in the large intestine of pig. The organic acid is classified as an additive in the animal feed with the property that inhibit or kill germ, prevent diarrhea and infection, adjust the pH of the stomach to suit function of the enzyme, regulate the balance of the microorganism. Organic acid and their salt appear to be a potential alternative to prophylactic and in-feed antibiotic and growth promoter in order to improve the performance of weaning piglet. And organic acid have an antimicrobial activity, same the antibiotic. The acid can penetrate the bacterial cell wall and disrupt the normal action of central type of bacteria. This is the mode of action of organic acid. First is undissociate associate. The organic acid is not undissociated in the solution and can get in the cell wall through the cell wall to inside of the cell. And second is pH reduction. The organic acid will dissolve in the cell and get out of the hydrogen ion and can reduction the pH in the cell. When the pH in the cell is reduction, the proton in the cell will damage. And next to the expulsion of the proton out of the cell. And four is inhibitory DNA. When the cell is damaged with the organic acid, it still have the organic acid in the cell to pairing with the DNA and inhibitory the this organic acid used in pig farming. The organic acid may be used alone or in a blend of organic acid. Each acid presents the chemical property that influence its beneficial effect, and the dose response is not always constant. This is lactic acid. When we use 2.5% in suckling to weaning pigs, it will increase the volume protein, trypsin, and chymotrypsin content in pancreatic juice. And when we use 1.6% in the weaning pig, it will increase the ADG, ADFI, and decrease the feed conversion ratio. And post-weaning pig is a diarrhea incidence. The fumaric acid, when we use 0.2 in weaning pig, is increased nitrogen retention and reduce of the urinary nitrogen excretion. When we use 1.5% in the weaning pig, it have the greater ADG and feed conversion efficiency. And when we use 1, 2, or 3 in the weaning pig, is increased allele digestibility of crude protein, grass energy, and amino acid. And when we use 1.5% in the weaning pig, is increased grain microbial culture and grain to feed ratio. And but it not affect on post-weaning performance of pig challenge with the E. coli. And we use organic acid blend with the essential oil. It has the result to positive effect on intestinal health and digestive enzyme, improve ADG and digestibility. the citric acid, when we use 1.5 in the weaning pigs, it will control of post-weaning diarrhea incidence and inconsistent result about good performance in pig challenge with the E. coli. And when we use in 3 or 6% in the weaning pig, it will increase gain per feed and have the small effect on phytate utilization. Okay, the last one is benzoic acid. The sucking pig, when we use in the 2.1% or 0.2 or 0.3% with the essential oil, it will increase the average body weight, ADG and ADFI, and decrease some microorganisms. And when we use 2.5% in the weaning pigs, it will increase ADFI, ADG, ATTD of diameter, crude protein, esterol extract, gross energy, and crude ash, and enhance activity of trypsin, lipase, and amylase, and villus high to creep deep ratio in the jejunum, reduce the digesta pH, and creep deep in jejunum too. Next to the organic acid experiment, this table show the effect of benzoic acid supplementation on good performance of weaning pigs. We will see in the body weight in the benzoic acid group in day 14 and 28 is have the better result than the control group of body weight and weight gain. The benzoic acid have the great result than the control group throughout the experiment and feed intake. The benzoic acid group is have the feed intake higher than the control group in day 14 to 28 and day start to 28. And feed per gain ratio we will see in the benzoic acid group, the have the greater than the control group, and on the day 0 to day 14 and day 0 to day 28. Okay, next to the effect of antibiotic growth promoter, organic acid 1 and organic acid 2 on performance and diarrhea rate of piglet. We will see in the day 0 to day 14, the ADG of the organic acid 2 have the greater than other group, but it doesn't have significant with the OA1. And FE in the FE and diarrhea rate in the group of organic acid 2 is greater than other group, but it's not different with the organic acid 1. In day 14 to day 28, we will see the ADG and feed efficiency in the group organic acid 2 have the greater than other group, but the result is not different with the organic acid 1. This is the overall result in day start to day 28. We will see the organic acid 2 have the greater the result than other group, and organic acid 1 is not different with the organic acid too. This is the table effect of antibiotic growth promoter, organic acid 1 and organic acid 2 on the bacteria population in the feces of piglet. The Escherichia coli in the antibiotic growth promoter is have less than other group, but it not different result with the organic acid 1 and organic acid 2. And the total of aerobic bacteria, the antibiotic growth promoter, the antibiotic growth promoter is have less than other group, but is not different with the organic acid 2 group. Okay, this is effect of antibiotic growth promoter, organic acid 1 and organic acid 2 on intestinal morphology of piglet. In the jejunum, we will see the crypt dip in the organic acid 2 is less than other group, but the result is same in the organic acid 1 and antibiotic growth promoter. And we last high per crypt dip in the organic acid 1 is higher than after group, but is not different with the antibiotic growth performance and organic acid 2. In the ileum, we will see the villus high per crypt dip in the group antibiotic growth promoter is higher than after group, but is not different with the organic acid 1 and organic acid 2. This is the result that I compare with the organic acid with the essential oil. Is used individual and combination. This table is effect of organic acid and essential oil individually, supplementation or combination on the performance of piglet. In days start to 14, the ADG of organic acid combination with the essential oil is higher than other group, but it's same result like essential oil individual. And grain per feed, we will see the organic acid combined with the essential oil have the greatest result than other group. On day 14 to 28, we will see the ADG of the organic acid combined with the essential oil have the great result than other group. And they start to day 28, we will see the organic acid combined with the essential oil have the great result than other group. Okay, next to the effect of organic acid and essential oil individual supplementation or combination on direct score of pig. This is a last table result. We will see in the negative control, it doesn't have antibiotic and feed additive. It will show the on day 2 to 7, 7 to 14, and 14 to 21. It have the high direct score than other group. But in the positive control, it have the antibiotic. It have the same result with the organic acid and essential oil, and essential oil combined with the organic acid combined with the essential oil. Okay, the conclusion of this presentation is organic acid provide best result on growth performance diarrhea score, intestinal morphology, and bacterial population of piglet. Same the antibiotic growth promoter. The organic acid and can combination with the other feed additive for better result on weaning pigs, like essential oil. The different combination organic acid will have the different result. Thank you for your attention.
Yes. Any questions for news? Susu Pinkham, like last slide. Okay. Please, Asa.
เป็นด้านไหนนะ
Thank you, New, for the informative presentation. If we look at from your slide, we will conclude that the providing organic acid will increase the performance, particularly like the body weight. And it is because increasing of feed intake. My question is, what do you think? I mean, why providing organic acid can increase feed intake? Thank you.
Why? In my opinion, I think when the pig doesn't have a good health, is can eating the feed intake more than the illness of the pig, and it's maybe to how to say, it's maybe to increase the feed intake of the pig. If we have the good health, if the organic acid that get the good health for the pig.
Do you think it have other reason for organic acid when we that can improve the feed intake of pig? Like, for example, piglet is not show any illness symptom. Why when we supplement organic acid in piglet diet will have good result for them?
อันนี้อาจารย์ทำอยู่ไหมคะ
คำถามเดียวกันจ้ะ
อาจารย์ถามว่าอะไรคะขออีกรอบ
Thai or English? Do you think it have other reason that why organic acid can improve feed intake, especially in piglet diet?
I think is have the how to say, is have the relate with the เขาเรียกว่าอะไรกับระบบทางเดินอาหารนะคะอาจารย์
GI tract
ใช่it have the relate with the GI tract if the have the good GI tract I think it can get more than the ADFI because it can eat and how to say it can eat and digestive for the stimulate to get more than feed intake.
S1, do you satisfy?
Yeah. Not 100%. I'm still really thinking what's really actually happened, why organic acid can increase the feed intake. I can accept the explanation from you, but I'm thinking maybe there are another reason also why it can increase the feed intake, even it has a good news. Say even it has, the reason is one of the reason is because it relation with the digestive tract, but yeah, I'm still thinking, Dr. Shah. Is that any
Okay.
reason?
Okay.
Thank you.
Su, what is your think about?
My opinion is because some type of organic acid, like citric acid or malic acid, they have more pressure flavor. But if for the other acid like the formic acid or acetate or the propionic or the butyrate, these four kind of the organic acid, they have strong smell, so maybe they cannot really improve the feed intake. So I think that also have some difference between different organic acid source.
You are not a pig. Why you know the pigs like this smell?
Like actually from the literature review, we can see that for the organic acid, especially they have more H ions, that type of like the C1 to C4, that kind of the organic acid. They usually cannot add too much, otherwise the feed intake will get in lower. But
You know the feed company said formic acid is a terrible smell, but they are make advertisement say all the pig like this kind of smell. Okay,
okay.
you know, just like some of Chinese people or like a net, she like to eat the 臭豆腐. Okay, so 臭豆腐 is a terrible smell for some people in Taiwan, but some people like to eat. Sorry.
When talk about cho tofu, actually I did not tell Su Ping before because Su Ping invite me to eat cho tofu, but I only enjoy kimchi, like kimchi on like topping on cho tofu. So I eat a little bit cho tofu. Just kidding, just kidding. Okay, today Su camera she forget to bring from the lab. So she just show her cat photo. Any more question for Neil?
Okay. The H1 is not satisfied, but the answer is, because we have 3 person working on this area. So the answer is, because you have a tongue, I cannot draw in at the moment. You have a tongue. Okay, front part is a taste for sweet, and the two sides of the tongue is taste of sour, and the end of the tongue is taste of the bitter. Okay, so if you eat the sweet things too much, and you will feel satiated. That means you will feel you don't want to eat sweet things anymore. But if you eat sweet things with sour things together, and then you will find the sour things on these two sides will stimulate your how to call that, saliva. You will stimulate the saliva to secrete. Once you secrete a lot of saliva, you will watch out the sweet taste in front of your tongue. Okay, in front of your tongue. And then they will not saturate. And once they are not saturated, they will continue to eat. This is a very interesting things. And this kind of saying is quite common in if you are working in the acid area, you will find this is a really main reason why they will eat more. But I totally agree with you. Healthy animal will eat more food. I totally agree. Okay, just like before we have a seminar, Chet still eat because at the moment he has a healthy body, so he eat a lot. Okay, he became fat at the moment. So that is a joke. So please remember all these kind of things is linked with each other. Net?
Yes. Because new presentation and her results, most of them show in piglet. And actually, I'm totally agree with Professor Hsia. But if you look at the paper for the piglet, they will have more emphasis on antibiotic replacement. So when we supplement organic acid, normally they will show the performance and also show like for microbial in the feces or something like that. And then for the another purpose, when we use organic acid in the pig diet, because we want to balance the microbial in intestine or in the GI tract of the piglet also. Okay.
Good. Another interesting thing is essential oil. You cannot say essential oil, you will say mid-chain fat acid. Because at the moment it's a very popular topic, is called mid-chain fat acid. It's not essential oil, because essential oil is a one kind of medicine. They may be concentrated on one kind of oil, but in most cases they are mixed together. So the mid-chain fatty acid, why they using the mid-chain fatty acid mixed with short-chain fatty acid? Is because mid-chain fatty acid can inhibit the virus. Okay, if the virus one type of virus have two type, and only two type, and the one type have outside this kind of membrane, and if you broken this membrane, and then the virus will die, and the essential oil can broken this membrane, and two kind of disinfectant also can broken these things. that's why we said that if we can using some kind of disinfectant to disinfect the COVID virus, maybe it also can stop this kind of infection. But it's not easy. Sorry, that it's not easy. But the COVID virus is also one kind of this kind of 荚膜, we call it 荚膜 membrane with membranes virus. So if we can broken this membrane, and then we can kill them. But on the other hand, if you're using the SOAP, SOAP, and you are trying to actually a field, it's not a kill, it's a field this kind of COVID virus. And once you are filled the COVID virus, and then they will left your hands. And once they left your hands, and then you will reduce this kind of attacked by this kind of virus. So there's a different theory. Okay, so why I mention about this is because my friend asked me, say, how to avoid the African swine fever. I said three things. One is biosecurity, of course, but actually you can also provide them medium chain fatty acid. Medium chain fatty acid, essential oil usually have a lot of medium chain fatty acid. And also you can provide them disinfectant. And if you have disinfectant, have only two types of disinfectant can kill the virus. Okay, so maybe we can, we need to know not only nutrition, but we also need to know something about the disinfectant and also something else.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Hsia. Any other questions for Neil?
Neil, can you show page 7 or 8? Continue. Sorry, continue. I remember the wrong. Continue. Okay. Susu, did you see this one? Susu wanted to eat.
Yes.
Did you see this one?
Yes.
Next one, please. Next. Previous. Okay. No, previous.
The lactic acid.
No. Previous. Yes. And also previous one. And also previous one. Okay. Enough. Thank you. Susu. Because tomorrow, Xiao Wang will have an oral examination. And his topic is on this one. So this afternoon we have I have no dancing for a long time, but this afternoon I have a very good dancing. Who knows the dancing? I think,
Any earthquake?
Yes. So we have to understand. Thank you, Neil, for your read a lot. Okay, thank you. This is a good thing to read a lot. That's very important. Okay. Anything? I return to net.
Any more questions, please?
if you don't mind,
Yeah, Nolita, please.
Okay, Nolita.
Thank you for your presentation. Is my voice clear? Hello?
Speak
Yes.
speak loudly.
Is my voice clear now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Would you please come back to page 24? I'm sorry. Here, I'm not really understand about. Is the organic acid work in the specific part of the small intestine? Because I read also from some of your slide before. For example, in page 15 and 18, it also mentioned if the antibiotic, I'm sorry, the organic acid is work especially on the jejunum, but not mentioned about the duodenum and the ileum. So I'm curious about this one. So is the organic acid is working only specific on the jejunum, or would you please explain because I don't understand? Could you get my point?
Yes, I can get. I think in the duodenum is don't have the different because in the duodenum is have the how to say is have the many of nutritional to absorption and it work is always to work to absorption and is result to is not different when we use in the feed additive but in the jejunum and ileum it will absorb only the nutritional that the how to say ที่คงเหลือค่ะที่เหลือจากอันข้างหน้าที่เหลือจากก่อนหน้านี้อาจารย์เนทค่ะ remain from the duodenum and it have the difference because maybe in the duodenum is absorb almost of the nutritional and residual in the jejunum is just a little bit and sometimes is in the ileum have some nutritional too. It will have the work and can you understand that?
Which part of intestine that they have more absorption and which part that they have more bacteria? Maybe you can use this to answer, Norita.
I think in the duodenum is have the the most of absorption than the jejunum and ileum. And in the bacteria, I'm not sure what the parts is have the many of bacteria.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Can I?
Yes, please.
Okay. Basically speaking, duodenum and also ileum, both kind of absorption. And all this kind of intestine have villi, and some kind of acid can actually is nutrition very important for the villi. For example, butyric acid. And the butyric acid is a nutrition for the belly. So you can see it's not only kill the bacteria, but also sometimes it's a nutrition for or provide some kind of energy for the intestine. But if you ask me, say, which part of the intestine will have more bacteria, I will say large intestine. Sorry, I'm a little bit stranger person because large intestine have a lot of bacteria. Okay, so if you allow the pH, the raise in the large intestine, and then you immediately will cause some kind of diarrhea. Of course, in the small intestine also will cause, but the large intestine is very, very, very important. That is why many people say this kind of non-starch polysaccharide NSP if higher, and then you will find sometimes they will provide the bacteria to growth. So this is another important thing. If you really want to say which part of bacteria is most have a big population, and then we will say like that way. But to be honest, I say I don't know the answer. Which part of intestine have more bacteria, bad bacteria? Okay, if you say it's a good bacteria, sometimes if you have acid and you also have probiotic, and then you will have more good acid. For example, lactic acid or bifidus. Okay. This answer may be not satisfied with you, but that's the things I can say.
Yes. Why I asked Neil to explain this part, because like when we talking about organic acids, normally we will combine and also we use the code COAT, coated organic acid, and then we need to have a function at the target that we need, especially like Dr. Chan mentioned about large intestine. Normally when organic acid like absorb in the small intestine, and maybe they will have more function in the large intestine, so they will test which part of intestine, that small intestine, that they have more absorption, and also they will check the low or high of the villi, and to see the environment when they supplement with the organic acid. That's what I understand. Okay. And any other question?
Okay, Neil, do you understand the latest explanation? What's mean code? Can you explain a little bit?
ไม่ได้ไหม
Sorry, because we are in the seminar, so I am not trying to give you trouble, but we try to understand all.
Pardon, what are your question again, please?
What's mean coating? We usually say coating, COATING, coating. Coating is lactic, coating is acid, short chain fatty acid, coating.
It's like make the feed additive that go to the, how to say, is not digest before when go to the go to
intestine.
the yes.
Yes, you're right. Coating is a protected the acid. Okay, if you are working in the stomach, that is very easy. In the stomach, that is why another thing is very important. It's not only organic acid. Inorganic acid sometimes is also very good, especially for phosphoric acid. Okay, that is very, very good in stomach. They can stimulate the pepsin and the pepsinogen. Okay, that's another thing. Okay, yeah. My purpose is not to try to blow off. My purpose is try to make everyone to understand more. If I can understand this part. Then I finished.
Yes. Actually, I have one question. Funny because she present this topic like it's not her first time. Just want to ask about why from the results when we supplement organic acid alone, they will show low beneficial than when we combine organic acid with essential oil or we supplement with the mixed organic acid.
Because the efficiency of some organic acid is have the different result. It's like the concentration. If we use different, it have the different result too. And when we use the organic acid is will have the different result because in some organic acid is just the control the population of the microorganism, but in some type of organic acid is have the kill the microorganism. And when we use to combine is maybe is will have the good result than we use the individual organic acid because it have the different functional in each organic acid.
Yes. Okay.
You are not easy to stop me to not say something. You know. That is
Yeah. Okay. Please.
okay.
I know you will. Okay.
You know, we have to be very careful if we're only using the organic acid. Usually you cannot improve the performance in a great extent. And if you see the organic acid, you add to 1.5 to 2% or 3%, you can improve the performance. But that is too much. And once you add this kind of much of the organic acid, usually you are not easy to make feed formulation because organic acid is no protein, no NH, almost no very, very low NH. So you are very difficult to make feed formulation. So maybe we need to add only a small amount. A small amount, the way is to mix with inorganic acid. Okay, so all the companies, they try to keep secret to using mix the inorganic acid with organic acid. And why? Because organic acid, they are coating, they are protect. Sometimes they are ester becomes ester organic acid. They are also protect, and they allow them to pass through the stomach. But the most important thing is if you have phosphoric acid, inorganic acid, you can stimulate the pepsinogen secretion more pepsinogen. And you also can stimulate the pepsin activity increase. You also can increase, they are broken more protein and become more amino acid and peptide. And once they have more peptide and amino acid, they go to the small intestine. And then you will immediately stimulate the chymotrypsin. And the chymotrypsin will broken all this kind of protein or peptide in more detail. So they will have more digest effect. Okay. So if you want to be a good nutritionist, to make a good formulation, you have to know the combination, or this kind of knowledge. It's not just like one piece by another piece. Can you understand what I mean? Or my English is just terrible? You can see why I'm worried to talking about this is because the 3% on the left hand side, New, Net, and another lady, I forgot your name. Meow.
Me ค่ะ
Me, yeah.
Me, yes. Their face is smiling. And all the face on the right hand side, Ashwa, Chet, and Nurita, and I cannot see the Susu, and the face is very bitter. And why? Because maybe they are listening to my talking too much, and sometimes they lost the patient. Okay, they are not sympathy to me. Okay, so I better to keep quiet.
Any more questions or comments? Me.
Yes. I have some question, a little bit question from the table 6. Yes. Yes. So for the table 6, from your opinion, like should we use the organic acid combined with the essential oil for reduce the diarrhea score for the piglet? Which value will they use this? Which value of the both component?
In my opinion, I think in this table, if the result is not significant, we can use just only individual supplementation, the organic acid or the essential oil, and I think if we can use the organic acid, it doesn't have the how to say, it doesn't have the better result than the essential oil. We can decide to use just only one organic acid or essential oil when we compare with the value that we spend when we buy the feed additive. Yes.
Just use only the organic acid, right?
Yes, and you can compare with the price that you spend when you use to the by the organic acid or the essential oil. If the organic acid have the low price, then the essential oil you can use the essential oil. The organic acid, like that. Is it's up to you that about the cost that in the cost that you spend.
But in this table is diarrhea score, right?
Yes.
Effect on diarrhea score. So if not any significant, why we have to supplement?
Yes, it's not. It is same like a positive control and negative control. But why we have to use the organic acid?
Although it don't have the effect on the diarrhea score, but I think it's have in the performance and any result. Yes, it's mean why we should to use the organic acid in to the feed additive.
Okay, they have to relate with the good performance to and or other parameter, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments? I saw Chet face look like that have some question, right? Just kidding.
Thank you, Kewalin, for your sharing this evening. And I also have the confusion in previous slide. That is what discussed 25. I still have some confusion here. Like if we see the day 0 to day 14 for organic acid and just essential oil, just we look the two, organic acid and essential oil first. Then the average daily gain is significantly higher in essential oil in the first 14 days, right? Then if we go to the 14 to 28 days, then the essential oil has the comparatively lower average daily gain than the organic acid. In first week there is significant, but in the second week is almost significantly lower. And if we go to the whole week also, it's the same. So how do you explain the relation between essential oil and organic acid in each individually, not in the combination of organic acid and essential oil for the 0 to 14 days and 14 to 28 days? Do you get my question?
Yes. You mean why we use organic acid combination with the essential oil? Why
No,
is
Okay. New.
my question is like
Okay.
if we see the 0 to 14 days, the first one average daily gain, the organic acid has 333, right? And the essential oil has 350.
yeah.
But if we go to the day 14 to 28, the organic acid has 566 and the essential oil decrease. In the first week, essential has significantly higher, but in the 14 to 28 days, is the organic acid significantly increase, but essential oil decrease. So yeah. So how do you see in these kind of things? Yeah, that's
Yes.
that's the question.
Yes. I understand your question. Um,
Can I answer this question? Because this question is for professor.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry, say that.
Yeah.
Because professor always asks this kind of question. They are not consider about they are only consider about the figures. They are not consider about the other things. You can see, no matter is essential oil or organic acid, they all have good performance compared with negative control. No matter is significant or not significant. Is that right? All of them. In this case is very special. Okay, essential oil, no matter, you cannot compare with organic acid with essential oil. You are compare with essential oil and organic acid with negative control, and all their performance is better than the negative control. So they have their value to add into the diets. But unfortunately, experiment is cruel. Experiment is usually very cruel. And you will say it's no difference or even lower than another one. But if you are old as I, you will find, sorry says that, if you are old as I, and then you will find, you will not try to find out the difference between two. Maybe they have no difference at all. Because if you consider about the statistics, there are no difference. Is that right? Okay. So in this case, you maybe the best way is to say all of them have a good performance as negative control. And you also can say they are all of them have a positive, better performance when they are compared with positive control. Okay. So if you have a little bit of difference, not significant, you can do two kind of explanation. One kind of explanation is said no difference. And if all time they are better than another treatment, you can say they maybe have a benefit. And in this case, you can see all of them have better performance compared with the negative control. So they are have positive effect. Sorry, maybe I'm too old, so I'm always try to thinking another way to explain all this kind of situation. I'm not trying to point out one point and then say this is not good or this is good. Chad, can you accept? Maybe
Yes.
not. Okay.
Professor, what does the positive control and negative control mean? I confused in the.
Okay. Positive control is usually you add some kind of antibiotic. I'm not quite sure whether they are any antibiotic or not. And the negative control is they do not have any adding. They do not add anything. Positive control usually mean you compare with something else. In this case, is you compare with antibiotic. but the negative control is compared with nothing. Okay, and this is one kind of experiment design. You usually not need necessarily to have a positive control or negative control. You can only compare the organic acid with essential oil. You also can do it like this way. Okay, today we have a member, you know him very well. His name is called Bagus. Bagus sent a letter to us. And I still remember his supervisor said, why you do not have a control group? Okay, I told Bagus, and Bagus still don't 100% believe me. Sorry to say that. Sorry to say that. Why? Because usually people will believe we have to have control group. But if you compare two things, why you need to have a control group? If you compare two things, this one is better than this one is better than this one. That's simple. Why you need 100% have a control? It's not necessary. Okay, that's why I told you, because today's I am very happy to receive the letter from the Bagus, but of course it's a little bit sad because Brawijaya University have one of our close friend is dead, passed away due to the COVID virus. So because Bagus's letter, I think about the Bagus saying about this kind of control group. And why I mention this to you is I'm really worried one day you will say, oh, I have to have positive control, negative control. That is not necessary. In this case, sometimes you even don't need to have a positive control. Okay, if you have and you want to compare with antibiotic, and you can have positive control. If you don't want to compare with antibiotic, you just want to see whether organic acid or essential oil is better than the control group, and then you can use this kind of design. Okay, and if you only want to compare two organic acid with essential oil, and then you only have two treatments. Okay, what kind of things make the decision about your how many treatment you have? The most important thing is, do you have enough animals? Okay, if you have enough animals, for chicken people easy, that is really easy. That is why in Taiwan so many people working on the chicken. Okay, so many people, too many professors working on the chicken. Taiwan University, Zhongxin University, and Donghai University, and even our university. Our university maybe only have 2 or 3 people is working on the non-chickens. Okay, and more people working on the biotechnology. Why? Because biotechnology no need to working on the animals. So everyone try to have this kind of lazy way to do experiment. Okay, sorry, that is true. Okay, now I talking this is try to avoid people thinking no positive or no negative control is better experiment design. That is not true. Okay, that is not true. Sorry, Cesar. Ned, sorry.
No, it's okay. Thank you.
Because
Thank you
you are
for
in chair.
explanation. Yes. I have one comment because I saw many times our student also make mistake about this. You have to be careful about gain per feet and feet per gain. I saw in some table is in feet per gain, but you just use the word that they have a higher. Sometimes you have to see the parameter first when you use higher or lower. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Professor.
Okay, if don't have Any other question? Maybe today we will finish this seminar. So, do you have other comments, Professor Hsia?
No, thank you for the speak.
Okay, thank you very much. So we will see you guys next week. Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.